Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Shadow Dragon here, and welcome back to Fruits of the Literature Club. Guys, last episode was pretty insane. Shadow, no, I'm an idiot. Myself, like the main character and Sayori, got out of the forest. And Monica encountered this goon, and Julia came and beat him up and zip-tied him to the road, apparently. So yeah, that happened. So now we're at the hospital. We're getting Monica examined, and ourselves, obviously. Because we got pretty hurt. So let's get going. Monarch and I walk to the hospital reception and get her checked in. Afterward, I ask about the status of Shadow and Sayori, giving the nurse my credentials and explain that I am Shadow's legal guardian. She explains to me that Shadow is currently undergoing treatment and cannot be seen until it's completed, and Sayori is still being examined. I look around the waiting room and sit down next to Monica. How are you feeling? I have a really bad headache, but I'll be fine. Good. Still, we need to get you seen to make sure you don't have any serious damage. I mean, I am a little dizzy, but not really to the point where I think a doctor is necessary. You never know, Monica. Simply punching someone in the jaw once can lead to a multitude of medical complications. And no offense, but you got beaten pretty hard earlier. None taken, I understand. Plus, we can't really do anything until Shadow and Sayori are done, so we might as well knock this out really quickly. Right. After about 10 minutes of us waiting, a nurse comes out and calls for Monica. As Monica tries to stand up, I look her in the eyes and place my hand on her shoulder. You gonna be okay going in there alone? Yeah, of course. I may not look it, but I am okay with being alone. More like you were forced to be alone. Nobody can be okay with being alone like that, man. That's messed up. Not saying a word, Monica goes with the nurse and disappears. After what seems like an eternity, the receptionist calls out to me. When I approach the desk while holding her desk phone in one hand, she points down the hall with the other. Shadow is down the hall. Turn to the left, room 105. Thank you. Pass by the elevators that lead to the floors above. I turn left down the hallway that eventually leads me to a number of hospital rooms. Once I get to the one listed as 105, I open the door. The door to my room opens and Julia walks in. Once she and I make eye contact, she runs over and hugs me. Woman, get off of me! Her arms wrap around me and rub against my arm, shoulder, and back. All the place that we're injured tonight. I grab her arm to try to pull her off me, but her grip on me is unexpectedly tight. Thank God you're okay. What? Julia doesn't say anything else after she remains silent and gently rocks back and forth during a hug. Of course I'm okay. What, did you think I was going to die or something? You don't want that answer. Julia's behaving rather oddly, and to be honest, it's thrown me off. Last such hug like this was when Ashley died. All of a sudden it hits me. She was worried about losing me. I guess I just assumed that Julia would not worry about me regardless of what was happening. She was one of the people who trained me, but she's also the one who's caring for me. I understand the stress she must have been under. I wrapped my arms around her as well, ignoring the sharp sting into my shoulder. I'm okay, Julia. I promise you. She releases me and looks me in the eyes. I'm glad to hear. What happened to you? I take off my shirt and show the various places I was hurt. When she noticed my back, she silently huffs. The fishing line that Sayori used to stitch me up has been removed and replaced with something more professional and medical grade, which did help ease the pain a bit. As for my shoulder that was dislocated, that just needs time to rest. And one of the bullets that grazed my arm didn't cause too much damage, so nothing was really needed for that. After expecting me, Julia sits down on one of the nearby chairs and crosses her legs. How's Sayori? She's fine, I was able to get her out safely. Her inner thigh was sprained, she had some deep cuts on both her arms and stomach. But nothing too serious, she got really lucky. Yeah, she did. You did something seriously stupid tonight, but you got it back. Me risking my life for her was not stupid. It was something I knew the risk to and still did it. Sayori doesn't deserve any of this, and if I had any way of stopping her pain, I was going to do it. I see. Well, you're lucky I got your message. If I had it, you would probably still be in the forest or dead. I'm very much aware of that, Julia. I had to rely on you, which is a rare thing. Hey, but I knew I could rely on you. Why do you always have to say things like that? Julie's face flushes and she looks away. I put my shirt back on and gently stretch. So, I heard Monica's here at the hospital. Huh? How'd you know? Your assistant told me you're taking her with you. Yeah, she's here. She's also getting checked out. It looks as if her equilibrium is off. Hearing that slightly pees me off. I gripped my hand into a fist and realized what that guy did to Monica. I held back on killing him. I really shouldn't have. But nothing looks too serious. It's just better safe than sorry, I guess. I set up from my seat on the hospital bed and stretched once more. Oh, I don't see a reason to stay in the room anymore. Let's leave and wait for Sayori outside. You need a rest, Shadow. You may not think so, but you look extremely exhausted. Shut up, I'm fine. No, sit down! Julia, I'm fine! I raised my voice not to get her to submit. I know I look tired, but it's because I am tired, but the night isn't over yet. It won't be for a while. Well, I'll look into Julia's eyes and try to reassure her, but it doesn't look like it's successful. You're so difficult. You had the opportunity to actually rest for a bit until your friends are released, and here you are rejecting that opportunity. Julia, I've never been the one to rest. Ashley taught me that, and I still get paid off at you over it. She even pushed herself too hard at times. That doesn't mean you have to. You're safe. Everything is over and you can rest now. Not until Sayori is completely safe and all of those guys involved in this fry. I understand. Thank you, Julia. The entire night has been very eventful. However, it was not the first like this. There was a time before I spent every last ounce of energy I had to protect someone close to me. During the times where you are absolutely certain there is no turning back, you accept the consequences you are inevitably going to face. And I'm going to accept the consequences to come. After about 5 minutes of solid intense silence, I decided to address the elephant in the room. I turned to Julie and leaned against the wall next to her. So, what is the plan? My assistant's writing up a report about tonight's events. It's going to be a damn long one, too. Her voice flares slightly with irritation as she returns her head to look at me. Not only are the bodies recovered needing to be examined and documented, so are the live people we detained. How many did the local PD arrest? Not as many as I would have liked. Nevertheless, they're being processed right now, and hopefully we can come up with something. Let me know if anything does come up. You'll be the first to know. Thanks, Jules. Pretty sure the girls are finished up by now. I'm going to go outside and wait for them. Right, I'll get all of you discharged. Julie stands up, gently pats me on my good shoulder and leaves the room. I follow her and go to the waiting room. Walk to the waiting room, I spot Monica sitting down one of the chairs. Her eyes widen when she sees me. Shadow, you're right! She outstretches her arms to give me a hug, but I stop before she makes contact. Sorry, it's just my back and my shoulder don't really feel all that up to being hugged. I understand. What did the doctor say about your head? I have a mild concussion, so nothing too serious. I'll be fine. Glad to hear. Monica is okay, thank God. I hate to admit it, but I was actually pretty worried about her after I sent her away from the forest. The prick who attacked her was pretty brutal. I'm glad I shut up when I did. If it was a minute later, I don't think she would have been in good as its shape. Monica went to an extreme length for Sayori. I left that not many would be willing to go. I respect Monica for that. Contrary to my own belief, I couldn't have saved Sayori tonight if it wasn't for her. Without saying another word, I must have enough energy to ignore the pain in my back and my arm as I wrap my arms around Monica. Huh? Thank you, Monica. Thank you. Monica doesn't reply. She wraps her arms around me and gently squeezes. After a moment of silence, we let go of each other and I feel someone standing behind me. There you go. She's still got cuts on her, though. Why? Didn't she get healed? I don't know. Turning around, I see Sayori walk to me with a relieved expression on her face. We lock eyes for a moment before she runs and hugs me. Her arms wrap it. Okay, now her cuts are good. What? Her injuries are good now, apparently. No, they're not. They're right there. Okay, I'm confused. Sorry. Her arms wrap around me. For some reason, I feel oddly warm from it. I turn a hug, wrapping my left arm around her back and my right hand on the back of her head, securing her to me. Again, we have a moment of silence. Feeling Sayori in my arms is something that feels so surreal. Just hours ago, I nearly lost her forever. But here she is. Thank God. The weight of the entire night has begun to take its toll on me, and my muscles are sore and scream me to stop moving. My breathing is laboured and I'm covered in sweat, dirt, blood. I'm mentally exhausted. Even formulating thoughts right now is taking a lot more energy than it should. Sayori pulls away from the hug and looks up into my eyes. Shadow, are you okay? I'm alright now, but what about you? My leg is sprained and I have some bandages on my cuts, so I'm okay. Yes, very good bandages. I'm sorry, it just doesn't make sense. It could definitely be worse. You're right, it could. I press her close one more time before releasing her. Monica walks over and gives her a hug while Julie joins us and hands me my discharge papers. Are you all ready to leave? Yeah. Of course, let's get the hell out of here already. Monica, we're going to take you home first, and I'm going to go drop Shadow and Sayori off next. Sayori is going to be staying with me at my house. Huh? Normally I'd be extremely against that, but honestly, you're probably on the right track about that, Shadow. If any of the people who caused this crap to happen tonight are still active, then going to your house isn't a safe thing to do. It'd be better if you stay with me tonight, so if anything happens, I'm at least able to do something about it quickly. I guess. Sayori's face flushes and she looks off to the left. Monica nods and starts to follow us out. Sayori stays by my side and slowly grasps my hand in hers. That's great. I'm happy. The car ride to Monica's house was quiet and serene, mainly because both Monica and Sayori were sleeping the entire time. I even caught myself dozing off a few times throughout the ride. The exhaustion that is overcoming me is almost too much to really bear at this moment. The stress of nearly losing Sayori is much harder on my body than the actual physical pain and work was. Speaking of which, stress actually has a way of fatiguing people more than an extreme workout. It's true though, like literally, it's so true. And boy do I know that. Every so often I feel Sayori's grasp on my hand tighten slightly. She fades through levels of consciousness. It's actually kind of heartwarming. This poor girl has been through so much tonight. She didn't deserve any of it. After we stop at Monica's place, Monica wakes up and gives everyone a quiet goodbye. We watch until about a minute after she enters the house just to make sure she's okay afterwards. When we pull away from the driveway, Julia looks back at Sayori, grasping my hand tightly while sound asleep. She smiles and turns her head back to the road. I know I never really tell you this, Julia, but thank you for everything earlier. Don't mention it, kid. Kid? She hasn't called me that in years. Whenever she did, she was usually in an emotional mood or state. Or as Ashley would joke around with, she is on her period. Oh, God. That's weird. It's pretty evident that's not the case here. She was probably just as emotionally strained tonight as I was. Yeah, it's definitely that one, not the other option. For God's sake. Eventually we pull up to Sayori's driveway and I gently wake Sayori up. Both she and Julia exit the car and enter her house to gather some clean clothes. After they return, Julia drops both of us off at my house. Sayori seems too tired to even walk, so I try my best to help her up the stairs and into my bed. After placing the blanket over her, I turn and start to walk out the room. But Sayori calls out my name, stopping me in my tracks. Shadow? What is it, Sayori? Is it too much to ask if you can sleep with me tonight? I kinda don't want to be alone. Sure. Give me just a second to turn off the lights downstairs. Okay. After going downstairs, turn off the light, make sure every window and door is locked, and doing final checks, I return to the room. Sayori is swaddled up in the blanket waiting for me. I gingerly slide next to her in bed, and immediately she pulls her arms around me and starts to cuddle. You're so warm. Weirdo. I wrap my good arm around her and let her nuzzle into my chest. After almost a minute, I hear gentle coos coming from her. Wow, she must have been really tired to fall asleep that fast. Or really comfortable, and to be honest, this is actually something I enjoy right here. Sayori is warm, she smells good despite all that happened earlier, and well, she's important to me. I've never really been able to experience much of something like this. I better take advantage of this opportunity and finally relax. After all that has happened, I know I need rest, and so does she. And I can finally do that. I hope so, man. The hell? What's that noise? Did someone crack their knuckle? My eyes are closed, my ears are very much open. I swear to God I heard a noise. Shuffling in the bed, I realize Sayori's not here. Oh, crap. What? I didn't feel her leave. Sitting up my bed, I look around the room. My bedroom door is open, but Sayori isn't anywhere to be seen. I silently get out of my bed and move towards the door. The dark house remains completely silent still, which gives me an eerie feeling that tingles up my back. Walking into the hallway and leave my room, I look around listening for any noise or movement. The bathroom door opens and my head snaps to it. And Sayori walks out of it, giving me a sudden startle. Oh, Shadow, you're awake. Yeah, I heard a noise. Oh, that was me. I was using the bathroom. I see. I let my guard down for a moment, return to my bed, sitting down onto the bed. Sayori follows next to me, looking into my eyes with her sapphires that almost seem to glow in the dark. You okay? Yeah, just still recovering from everything. A sudden ache in my shoulder burns at me, so I attempt to rub and calm it. Yeah, I guess I'm a little on edge too. It's all just so scary. But then I remember that I have you to protect me. You're lucky I care for you. I reach over my good arm and gently pat Sayori's back. She giggles silently and then wraps her arms around me. Thank you again, my hero. Don't mention it. I pull her close to me and she rests her head on my shoulder, still hugging me. We both sit down silently, embracing each other until she yawns loudly. Sayori and I scoot back against the wall while sitting on the bed to make ourselves more comfortable. She continues resting her head onto my shoulder until she falls asleep silently. It's kind of cute, actually. Albeit slightly annoying since I'm not a bed for people to rest on, but I'll make an exception for her. Plus, it's kind of nice. I give Sayori a few minutes to fall into a good depth of rest before I lie down onto the bed. Her face squints for a second, but then eases back into a neutral face that was someone in a peaceful rest. Lucky girl. I don't think I could fall asleep that easily after all that has happened. Keep my voice down, I look around the room, take a second to reflect on everything for yet another time tonight. I may be battle-hardened, but that does not mean in any way I'm immune to stress. And normally I wouldn't be as affected if Sayori wasn't involved, so the sudden shock of everything welling up on me gives me an odd feeling. My mind runs through several possible scenarios and hypotheticals of what could have happened tonight. Each one plays through with a lot of detail that either raises or lowers my overall anxiety. The only rescue I have from hell I'm experiencing right now is when Sayori shuffles in bed and rolls onto her side. It rips me from the inner depth of my conscious and brings me back to reality. None of what my mind was envisioning ever happened, thank God. I might as well get some sleep. I'm too exhausted to keep up with this. Slowly getting under the blankets of Sayori, I lay my head down onto my pillow and close my eyes. Back at school, it's been a while. Good to see Natsuki and Yuri again. But yeah, I'm going to leave this one here, guys. That was honestly one of my favorite chapters. Really wholesome. I love how he's getting closer with Sayori. Like, I'm just glad he's able to do that with his lot. Like, be able to love someone. It's really sweet. So, if you guys enjoyed, please like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.